Okay, starting now on the altar. If you've never set up an altar before, the first thing you should really be looking for is a sacred space, somewhere that you feel relaxed and safe and comfortable, and that's private and that you won't be disturbed in too much. It can be difficult, I know, if you've got kids or you're a teenager or something and the parentals are all around. It doesn't have to be inside, it can be outside. One thing I will point out though, no matter where you set up, because you'll be using candles and incense a fair bit, fire safety is an absolute must. Don't ignore it. So I just have to point that out. So I know it's stating the obvious, but some people do overlook these things. Okay, so the first thing you will do is find your sacred space, and you are going to cleanse that space. So you can use, and this is where Wiccan beliefs can overlap with Celtic and Nordic practices. It's a bit hard to distinguish them from time to time. So a lot of people will use a broom, a traditional witchcraft broom, your typical stereotypical broom, and you'll sweep all of the negative energies away from that space and just really clear it. You can also use incenses, like a lot of people use white sage. I use it a little bit, but I get really bad migraines from it, so it might not be the best option. There are other things you can use. So use whatever incense you feel is a cleansing, uplifting, positive scent, and that can work well too. You could also use rosemary if you know how to use a charcoal disc, and obviously a fireproof plate for that. You can use that too. So there are options. There's no stock standard way you have to do things. You can follow your gut instinct with everything to do with paganism, no matter what path you're on. And I think that's what draws a lot of people to paganism too. Is you can customize it basically. Okay, so I'm going to break down my altar for you. I'll just give you a good look at it. So if you see up here, I have my altar cloth. Now this is a Celtic symbol called a triquetra. I usually can't say that word, got it first time. Okay, so you can actually have this placed over your altar. You don't have to have it up on the wall. I just like it because it goes with the skull here quite nicely. So I just have a black chest. It wasn't black when I got it. It was just an old sort of Chinese chest, and I just spray painted it black. And now it's one of my favourite items in the house. Okay, so I've got incense, and this is like a little offering bowl here. It's just a cast iron bowl. Now I got this at an op shop. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have a nice altar. And your offerings can be things like pine cones, and I've got a natural quartz in here that I found. It can be anything: flowers, leaves, herbs, crystals. I have black candles. Baphomet and Levian altars usually just use black candles, so I've got 4 black candles to represent the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. I have, now this is my wand. It is a deer antler. Now these are sold at pet stores for dogs to chew on. Apparently they're really, really hard. They can't chew through them very quickly, so it's quite fibrous. And I've just put a bit of leather and beading and feathers on there. So that's a nice natural tool. I also have what is known as an athame, or a sword, depending on who you talk to. I refer to it really as an athame. Now I got this off